Forget protein powder. This natural food stops muscle loss instantly. That tub of protein powder in your kitchen, it could be the very thing accelerating your muscle loss and destroying your gut health. For years, we've been told it's the only answer for staying strong as we age, but new research reveals a darker truth. These heavily processed powders are often packed with hidden fillers, artificial sweeteners, and inflammatory ingredients that your body simply can't use. The real solution isn't made in a factory, it's been hiding in your grocery store all along, and what you're about to learn will change everything. It's the fear we rarely speak about, losing our strength, our independence, the ability to lift a grandchild or even open a stubborn jar. This isn't just vanity. It's a condition called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and it's the silent thief of vitality. We reach for those powders because we're told they're a scientific shortcut, but this is the mistake millions are making. These formulas are nutritional ghosts, stripped of the vital cofactors your body needs for real muscle repair. You're not just wasting money, you're creating inflammation that blocks the very process you're trying to support. Today, we are going to fight back with real food. I'm going to share 8 powerful, muscle-protecting foods that your body can actually use. We'll count them down from number 8 all the way to the number 1 food that can stop muscle breakdown in as little as 30 minutes. Coming in at number 8 is a food you might not expect: beets. Now you might be thinking, beets for muscle? Absolutely. The battle against muscle loss isn't just about protein, it's about delivery and performance. Your muscles need a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients to function and repair themselves, and that's where beets are superstars. They are packed with natural compounds called nitrates. When you eat them, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as a superhighway opener for your blood vessels. It relaxes and widens them, allowing more nutrient-rich blood to flow to your muscles, especially during and after activity. This improved circulation means better stamina and less fatigue. But there's more. Beets also contain a powerful compound called betaine. Betaine has been shown to improve cellular hydration and, fascinatingly, support your body's own natural production of creatine, a key molecule for explosive strength and energy. I remember a patient of mine, a 72-year-old gentleman named George, who loved his daily walks but complained of his legs feeling heavy and weak much sooner than they used to. He was convinced he just had to accept this decline. I had him start incorporating roasted beets into his salads 3 to 4 times a week. After a month, he came back to my office with a completely different energy. He told me, "I don't know what's in those red things, but I feel like my legs have a second wind. I can walk to the park and back without feeling like I need to sit down." That's the power of improving your body's internal delivery system. The easiest way to get their benefits is by roasting them. Just toss them in a little olive oil, salt, and pepper and roast until tender. This caramelizes their natural sugars and makes them delicious. You can add them to salads, have them as a side dish, or even blend them into a smoothie. Improving blood flow is critical, but it's just one piece of the puzzle. The next food on our list provides the actual building blocks while also healing your gut. At number 7, we have black beans. For too long, we've been told that the only high-quality protein comes from animals. That's simply not true, especially when it comes to long-term muscle health. Black beans are a plant-based powerhouse that offer a unique combination of benefits you won't find in a tub of whey isolate. A single cup contains around 15 grams of protein and a massive 15 grams of fiber. This protein-fiber combination is the secret to their success in fighting muscle loss. The fiber, specifically a type called resistant starch, doesn't get broken down in your small intestine. Instead, it travels to your large intestine where it becomes food for your good gut bacteria. Why does this matter for your muscles? A healthy gut microbiome reduces system-wide inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a major driver of sarcopenia, as it tells your body to break down muscle tissue. By feeding your good gut bacteria, you are essentially creating an anti-inflammatory environment that protects your precious muscle. I worked with a lovely woman named Maria, 68, who had been taking a popular protein powder for years, but constantly complained of bloating and stomach pain. She felt like her body was fighting her. We swapped her morning shake for a hearty lunch that included a black bean and corn salsa. Not only did her digestive issues disappear within 2 weeks, but she reported feeling stronger and having more stable energy throughout the day. Her body wasn't wasting energy fighting an inflammatory powder. It was finally absorbing and using the nutrients from real food. Black beans are also rich in folate and magnesium, two micronutrients crucial for energy metabolism and muscle function that are often missing from processed supplements. Buying canned black beans is perfectly fine and convenient. Just make sure to rinse them well to remove excess sodium. You can add them to soups, salads, or mash them with spices to create a delicious spread for toast. They prove that you can build and protect muscle while also nurturing your digestive system. But what if you need a powerful anti-inflammatory boost alongside a more concentrated protein source? That brings us to our number 6 food, canned wild salmon. This isn't just any fish. It's a nutritional treasure chest for anyone over 60. First, let's talk about the protein. Salmon provides incredibly high-quality, easily digestible protein. But its true magic in preventing muscle loss lies in its incredible omega-3 fatty acid content, specifically EPA and DHA. These aren't just good for your heart and brain, they are potent anti-inflammatory agents. As we age, our bodies can become less responsive to the protein we eat. This is a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. It means you could be eating a good amount of protein, but your muscles aren't getting the signal to grow and repair as efficiently. This is where omega-3s come in. Research has shown that a diet rich in omega-3s can improve muscle protein sensitivity, essentially reawakening your muscle's ability to use the protein you consume. It's like turning up the volume on the muscle-building signal. And there's more. When you buy canned salmon with the bones, which are so soft you can't even detect them, you are getting a massive bioavailable dose of calcium. Paired with the naturally occurring vitamin D3 in the salmon, this is the perfect combination for maintaining bone density, which is intrinsically linked to muscle strength. It also contains a unique antioxidant called astaxanthin, which gives it its pink color and helps protect your muscle cells from oxidative stress. My client David, a 75-year-old retired carpenter, was struggling with both joint pain and a noticeable loss of strength in his hands and arms. He couldn't afford fresh salmon regularly. I put him on a simple plan, 3 cans of wild salmon a week. He would mash it with a little avocado or plain yogurt and have it on whole grain crackers. In 2 months, not only did he report a significant decrease in his joint stiffness, but he proudly showed me how he could now easily open a new jar of pickles, a task that had become impossible for him. Look for wild caught on the can, as it has a better fatty acid profile. Canned salmon is an affordable, convenient, and powerful tool against muscle loss. This is incredible for reducing inflammation, but our next food is nature's perfect self-contained muscle-building package. At number 5, we have the humble whole egg. For decades, the incredible muscle-protecting power of the egg was wrongfully villainized. We were told to fear the yolk, to throw it away, to only eat the whites. This was a catastrophic mistake in nutritional advice, especially for seniors. The yolk is where the vast majority of the muscle-building nutrients are hiding. In fact, studies from the University of Illinois have shown that eating whole eggs after exercise stimulates muscle protein synthesis significantly more than eating just egg whites with the same amount of protein. Why? It's a concept called food synergy. The nutrients in the yolk, things like vitamin D, vitamin B12, choline, and healthy fats, work together with the protein in the white to create a more powerful muscle-building effect. The cholesterol in the yolk, which we were so afraid of, is actually a precursor to vital hormones like testosterone, which play a crucial role in maintaining muscle mass in both men and women. The yolk is also one of the richest food sources of leucine, the most important amino acid for flipping the switch on muscle protein synthesis. Think of leucine as the key that starts the engine of muscle repair. Powders often add synthetic leucine, but it's far more effective when consumed with the symphony of other nutrients found in a whole egg. I remember my own father, who, in his late 60s, had his doctor tell him to watch his cholesterol and switch to egg white omelets. Over the next year, I watched him become noticeably weaker. He complained about it constantly. After showing him the new research, he went back to his 2 whole eggs for breakfast every morning. It wasn't overnight, but slowly and surely, his energy returned. He felt more robust, more like himself. It was a simple change that gave him back his confidence. When you buy eggs, Look for pasture-raised if you can. They have a higher content of vitamins and omega-3s. Don't be afraid of the yolk. It's the most important part. Eggs are a daily powerhouse, but for overnight muscle repair, you need something that works while you sleep. Coming in at number 4 is kefir. This is a fermented milk drink, like a drinkable yogurt, and it is profoundly important for muscle maintenance for 2 key reasons. First, like black beans, it's a probiotic champion. It seeds your gut with beneficial bacteria, which, as we've discussed, is essential for lowering the inflammation that drives muscle wasting. Many people who are sensitive to regular milk or yogurt find they can digest kefir easily because the fermentation process breaks down much of the lactose. The second reason is the type of protein it contains. Milk protein is made of 2 types, whey and casein. Whey is fast digesting, which is great right after activity. Casein, however, is slow digesting. It forms a gel-like substance in the stomach, leading to a slow, steady release of amino acids into the bloodstream over many hours. This makes kefir the perfect food to have in the evening. Think about it. You sleep for 6, 7, maybe 8 hours. That's a long time to go without any protein, and it can be a prime time for muscle breakdown to occur. Drinking a small glass of kefir before bed provides a slow drip of amino acids to your muscles all night long, keeping them in an anabolic or muscle-building state rather than a catabolic or muscle breakdown state. A client of mine, Eleanor, aged 79, was losing weight and strength at an alarming rate. She had a very poor appetite, especially in the evenings. Swallowing pills was hard, and protein shakes made her feel sick. We started a simple routine: a half cup of plain, full-fat kefir mixed with a few mashed berries about an hour before she went to bed. It was easy for her to get down, and it worked. Over 3 months, her rate of muscle loss stopped completely, and she even began to regain some of the strength she had lost. When buying kefir, always choose plain. The flavored versions are loaded with sugar. You can sweeten it yourself with a little fruit or a tiny bit of honey. Kefir heals the gut and feeds your muscles overnight. But what if you need a burst of hydration and a secret weapon against muscle soreness? Our number 3 food might be the most surprising on this list: watermelon. Yes, watermelon. This summer favorite is an absolute rock star for muscle protection. It's obviously incredibly hydrating, and proper hydration is key for muscle function, but its real secret is an amino acid called L-citrulline. Watermelon is the richest natural source of L-citrulline you can find. Just like the nitrates in beets, your body converts L-citrulline into nitric oxide, which improves blood flow, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to your hard-working muscles. This enhanced circulation helps reduce muscle soreness after activity. Many seniors give up on exercise like walking or gardening because the resulting aches and pains are just too discouraging. By helping to clear out metabolic waste products and reduce soreness, watermelon can help you stay active, which is the most important thing you can do to signal your body to keep its muscle. I recommended it to a group of seniors in a community gardening club who were complaining of back and leg soreness. One of them, a wonderful woman named Brenda, started bringing a big container of chilled watermelon chunks for everyone to share during their break. They called it their secret weapon. They reported feeling less sore the next day and more eager to get back out in the garden. It's a simple, delicious way to support an active lifestyle. Watermelon is also a fantastic source of potassium, an electrolyte that is crucial for preventing muscle cramps, and lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that protects your cells from damage. For an extra boost of citrulline, don't be afraid to eat a little bit of the white part of the rind. It's highly concentrated there. Hydration and recovery are key, but for pure, concentrated power, the next 2 foods are in a league of their own. The number 2 muscle-protecting food is sardines in olive oil. If I had to pick one food to be stranded on a desert island with to preserve my health and muscle, it would be sardines. They are, without exaggeration, one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. They provide an incredible punch of protein in a small package. But like salmon, their benefits go so much further. They are bursting with anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. In fact, for their size, they contain even more than salmon. They are packed with vitamin D, and, because you eat the whole fish, you get a massive amount of calcium from their tiny, edible bones. a perfect pairing for bone and muscle health. They are also one of the best food sources of coenzyme Q10, a vital nutrient for cellular energy production that our bodies produce less of as we age. Feeling fatigued is a huge barrier to staying active, and CoQ10 can directly help your muscle cells produce the energy they need to function. I had a patient named Robert, a 78-year-old widower living on a fixed income. He was subsisting on cheap, processed foods and was visibly frail. He couldn't afford expensive supplements or fresh fish. I introduced him to the humble can of sardines. For less than $2, he could get a meal packed with more muscle-protecting nutrition than a $30 steak. He started mashing them on a piece of whole wheat toast for lunch every other day. The change was remarkable. After a few months, the color returned to his face, he had more energy, and he had gained back 5 pounds of healthy weight. Always buy them packed in olive oil, not water or soybean oil. The healthy fat from the olive oil helps you absorb the fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D and adds to the anti-inflammatory power. Sardines are nearly perfect. But there is one food, a humble food you've walked past 1,000 times, that has been clinically shown to halt muscle breakdown in as little as 30 minutes. And now, the #1 food to stop muscle loss. A food that works faster and more effectively than any powder on the market. Whole milk ricotta cheese. This is the one. This is the food that the title of this video is about. Why ricotta? Because it is nature's perfect source of whey protein, the fastest acting protein for muscle repair. When you buy a tub of protein powder, you are getting an isolated, heavily processed version of whey. When you eat ricotta, you get this incredible protein in its natural food matrix, which makes all the difference. Ricotta whey is incredibly rich in leucine, that master amino acid that ignites muscle protein synthesis. But it also contains other delicate proteins like albumin and immunoglobulins that are often destroyed by the high heat processing used to make powders. These compounds support your immune system and reduce inflammation, creating the perfect environment for muscle growth. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming dairy protein in its whole form after exercise resulted in greater muscle mass gains than consuming an equivalent amount from a supplement. The most incredible part is the speed. Natural whey protein from ricotta can be absorbed and start halting muscle breakdown within 30 minutes of consumption. This makes it the ideal food to eat right after any form of activity, be it a walk, gardening, or a strength training session. It floods your muscles with the building blocks they need, right when they need them most. I'll never forget a patient named Susan who was 65 and recovering from a hip replacement. The biggest risk after a surgery like that is rapid muscle loss due to inactivity. Her surgeon recommended protein shakes, but they made her feel nauseous. We put her on a simple plan. After her daily physical therapy exercises, she would have a small bowl containing a half cup of whole milk ricotta, a handful of berries, and a sprinkle of nuts. At her 6-week checkup, her surgeon was stunned. He said her muscle tone and recovery were months ahead of schedule. He asked her what she was doing, and she just smiled and said, "I'm eating cheese." Look for whole milk ricotta. The fat helps with satiety and the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. You can eat it sweet, like Susan did, or savory, with a drizzle of olive oil, salt, pepper, and some sliced tomatoes. It's versatile, delicious, and it is, without a doubt, the most powerful natural food for instantly stopping muscle loss. So, forget the powders. The answer to staying strong, independent, and vital is not found in a plastic tub with a fancy label. It's found in real, whole foods. It's in the beets that power your circulation, the salmon that fights inflammation, and the ricotta that instantly feeds your muscles. Food is the safest, most effective medicine you will ever find. Which of these 8 foods are you most excited to try first? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you found this information helpful and want to continue learning the truth about how to stay healthy and strong as you age, please click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because in my next video, we are going to tackle the 3 worst breakfast foods that are secretly draining your morning energy and setting you up for a midday crash. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for watching, and be well.